What's up, Sooner Nation? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge, the nightly 9:30 show where you, the fans, have the freedom to call in, to comment. We'll show them all. We'll welcome all calls. Let's keep them clean. But that's what we do here at the Sooner Surge. Big news is it's OU Bama week. And the sad reality is we haven't talked about OU and Bama all week. Think about that, Jay. It's Wednesday of OU Bama week. We have not talked about it at all because, of course, the big news has been who's OU going to hire for OC? Who's the next guy? Who's going to flip? All those things. But I'm kind of ready to talk a little bit about the game. I know the graphic tonight had the injury report. It's not shocking. Deion Burks is doubtful after the hit he took against Missouri. Javonte Barnes looks like he might be back. Other than that, there's no news.
Yeah, typical. I mean, this SEC injury report, I think we all thought before the year, that's going to be cool to see the injury report. There's been so many guys on OU on the injury report every week. It's kind of every time you see it, you're just like, golly, another guy.
What's a joke?
I don't understand.
I'm so good. Sooner fan, how is the injury report a joke?
And Sooner Freak might be right here. There's a reason why we haven't talked about OU Bama. Because here's the thing, this is a fan-driven channel, and the fans haven't wanted to talk about it. So that's what's going on. So we already got a caller ready to go tonight, baby. We got Bobby on the line. What's up, Bobby?
How y'all guys doing?
Great.
Good. How are you tonight, man?
Great. I think if we have 0 turnovers or maybe just 1 turnover, we have a pretty good chance of keeping the game pretty close. Don't y'all agree with Bama?
I would say if there's no turnovers, OU should at least be, I think, in the game.
Yeah, I agree. And y'all were right about the Missouri fans. Next to the LSU fans, they're pretty bad. Those fans are pretty rough.
Were you at that game, right? Bobby?
Yeah, it was. They are rough. I'm telling you. So we just kept saying 1969. That was the last time they won a conference championship. So,
yeah, they
but it was all pretty good. Yeah, it was all pretty good and fun. I mean, it didn't get too bad or anything like that. So it was still, I still had a great time. And
tough one to swallow, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was hard. And another thing is too, I think when it comes to quarterbacks, we just threw the dice and with Jackson Arnold, and we just didn't. I mean, sometimes breaks go that way. A quarterback makes or breaks a college football team. Look at Cam Newton back with Auburn. I mean, remember he carried the whole team to a national championship. That quarterback makes a big deal. And I don't even think Dylan Gabriel would. I think we might have won a few, maybe about 2 games more, but you just got to have a great quarterback in the SEC to win anything. Don't y'all think so?
I think you have to have a really good quarterback, but you could have a talented quarterback, but if they don't it's almost like it's not even, I think the talent thing is huge, but you got to be able to make plays. Look at Baker Mayfield was not the most talented guy, but he made plays. He was a gamer when it mattered.
Baker's talented.
He's talented, but he's not he wasn't a 5-star coming out of high school like some of these guys that aren't panning out. Now, I don't think it's fair yet on Jackson Arnold. I don't think he'll be at OU next year, but I don't think it's fair to say he's not a good. I think you never know. He may transfer to Ole Miss and tear people up and destroy. I don't know. It's too early to tell. Right now, it's not working at Oklahoma, though, Bobby. You're right about that. I think there's more than just a quarterback, though, with this team. They've had. I think the problem with this team, Bobby, offensively, doesn't start with the quarterback. I think it starts with the offensive coordinator. That's where I think all this problem is in my.
Yeah, and Seth Luttrell, maybe looking back what he did with North Texas. I mean, it's just maybe it's just a bad. I think he saw something good in Luttrell, and which I think y'all did. I think we all did maybe a little bit. Nobody was too unhappy with the hire. I didn't hear anybody screaming for his head at first.
Correct.
So it's just this is a little bit of bad luck's what we had, and we'll just have to. We just know that we have got to make a home run higher in this
Absolutely.
OC. Home
and
run.
That's a great, Bobby. That's a great transition to this comment, and thanks for the call. Get it started
call,
tonight,
Thank y'all. All right, have a good one, y'all.
Hey, you too, Bobby. That gets to this comment, and Germ, I know me and you both.
You know what I'm going to say?
Wait. Germ, listen. Me and you both, I know what train we've been on the whole time, okay? And that's one of the things I really like about Dan Mullen is it is not an air raid offense. He molds it to whatever you can do to win games. My only question about Arbuckle is he a type of guy that will change his offense if it's in the SEC, or is it going to be straight air raid? I don't think you've seen a true air raid win in the SEC. Have you?
No, and it's almost like, who said this? Dusty Dvorak? Almost like they watched me last night, because I've been pretty much saying this about Arbuckle the entire time. I'm not sold on Arbuckle. I went and watched it like I told you I would last night, Jay. I'm not. It's kind of like Lincoln Riley's. I mean, I don't know how much success it'll be. We have Stillerman. What's up?
What's up, Stillerman?
Hey, guys. You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I always like to check. Hey, I know we've been getting a lot of negative stuff lately, so I wanted to start with something positive, if that's okay.
Cool. Bring it. Love it.
Hey, so in the chat, I always say, great job, Hunter, and he likes to either ignore me or he's shy. But I really think he does a pretty good job for the show. Like, he always keeps you guys up and running.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to Hunter. And then the negative part. Can you tell me how I'm supposed to react to Jackson Arnold being named captain for this game? Because I feel like we touched on it, and then we just moved right on past it.
Okay, and you're right. We did touch on it at the end of the show last night. I'm glad you brought it back up because I have an opinion on it. And I don't know if you agree with this or not, Stillerman. I think this is a pure ploy to say they're trying to say we want to keep you, Jackson, till next year. I think that's my opinion. I think they're saying we're starting you again this game and we're going to name you captain. We want you here, Jackson. Do you guys agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that. And it almost brings me as much shame as the time where they basically put out that press release of like, Caleb Williams, please stay. I don't remember if you remember that press release that Joe C went out with, but it was almost as embarrassing as that. So anyways, I just wanted to ask you guys' opinion on that because like you said, we touched on it and then we kind of blew past it because we had some other negative stuff to touch on.
Do you think he should have been named a captain, Stillerman?
No, last game. How many captains do we have? Is it 1 or is it 4?
6.
Too many.
6?
Too many.
About 5 too many.
Yeah, true. If it were up to me, you just send out Stutzman and Bowman as captains and nobody else.
Exactly.
Game, right?
Maybe Downs.
Yeah, Downs too. All right, cool. Well, I have nothing else. Bye.
Hey, thanks, Stillerman, and shout out to Hunter. As Stillerman said, he does a great job. Hey, Jay, it's also, I don't know what's going on at practice. I mean, maybe those guys are the guys that had the best attitudes. I don't know, but they should have just done all the seniors. I agree. Downs, Farouk, Woody, all the ones that stuck it out through Lincoln Riley should have been named captains.
Jenna says a lot of OU podcasts snoop in here under burner stealing material.
I'm not going to say that, but.
Hey, let me say this, though. Let me say this. And I'm going to throw this out there because everybody in OU, whatever you want to call it, the OU fandom or people in the know, whatever you want to say, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, they've been saying the two names you keep hearing are what? Mullen and Arbuckle. Correct? That's what you've heard for the last week, majority.
Except
guys, I'm going to say it again. In my opinion, there is a huge difference in Mullen and Arbuckle. Am I wrong?
Oh, you're coming around, Jay.
What? Shut up. What are you talking about, Germ?
I said that last night, bud.
You are ridiculous. I've always said that, man. Stop.
No, I'm Jeremy. I'm Jeremy. I'm not ridiculous.
Germ, why are you saying I'm coming around? I've been on the Mullen thing before you. I had to bring you up. I had to talk you into it.
Hey, listen.
Jeez, it's annoying.
Hub.
You're annoying because
I got a question for Hub, but first I've got a shout out to Chad Gamble. A $20 super. Thanks so much, Chad. Chad says, is Craddock still in the mix? Yeah. First off, I would say Craddock is going to be in the mix maybe, but I don't like the term stuck on Mullen. To me, that's a negative connotation. I hope instead of stuck on Mullen, that they're clinging to Mullen. That they're going to cling so hard to Dan Mullen and they don't let go. Like they are just attached. That's what I hope, but I don't know if that's the case. Hey, quickly, Hub, and thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you very much.
Thanks, Chad. We really appreciate it.
Hub says that Cade Bell, he hears, has been contacted. Who did you hear it from? Curious. When people say, I heard this, or I'm curious. Oh, it says Gabe Eichert, okay? Or Gabe Ickard. It's Gabe Eichert.
Well,
I don't know. I would hope Cade Bell, a guy who goes from bringing a team from 130th to like 6th in the country, would be higher on the list than an Arbuckle. But
let's play a game. You ready?
Let's play a game, Jay. Bring it.
Let's play. Everybody ready for a game? Here we go. I'm going to give you some names, okay? And I want you to group them into. I'm going to give you 5 or 6 names. I want you to group them in 2 different tiers. Okay? The first tier being absolute home run higher, the rest being not. Okay? You ready for it? Craddock. Home run higher.
Not.
Arbuckle.
Not.
Cade Bell.
Cade Bell's a tweener. I think I'm not going to say home run, but he's not in the not category for me.
Shannon Dawson.
Not.
Dan Mullen.
Home run.
Okay, so here's my thing. If he's also the only one mentioned that's coached in the SEC. Right?
Yes.
So my thing is this. If he's the guy you want, you contacted him last year, and you want him again this year, go get him. Go.
You cling to him. Like my middle child clings to me during a tornado. You don't let go.
Here's the thing, though, Jerm. The only way that you do let go is if he says, I only want to be a head coach. I don't want to be OC. That's it. And that's fair. If he says that, okay. But I'll say this right now. I will be very disappointed as an OU fan if you find out OU doesn't land Dan Mullen and he ends up being an OC at another school. I will be livid.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Bobby says none are home run. So, Bobby, you don't think Dan Mullen's a home run hire?
And Coconut
Sooner
Greg
fan.
says the same
thing. Wait.
Wait.
Sooner fan, you don't know what that means? Hey, Jay, and seriously, Jay, this is a serious matter. I reached out to you last year. Look, I reached out to someone else last year as well.
Don't know where you're going with this.
I reached out to him last year, Jay.
People are talking about Jake Spavital. How do you feel about him calling plays, though?
I don't know. I like him better than Arbuckle. I like him better than Arbuckle.
And I think what we're seeing in the chat, this is the reason I wanted to do that, is I wanted to see how many people think there even is a home run hire out there. A lot of people don't think there is one, but all I'm saying is this. Where are you at the University of Oklahoma if A, you're having trouble finding an OC hire that wants to come to Norman, or B, what you're trying to find are people from small schools?
That's never been in the SEC, Jay.
But, you can go down the list, Jerm. Let's go down the list of the Oklahoma offensive coordinators over the last 20 years. Go down the list of them. I don't think any of them were just like outstanding. I mean, you go to this. You go all the way back to Brent Venables. I mean, go back to Bob Stoops. You had Mike Leach, turned out to be unbelievable mind, right? But other than him, and you had Mark Mangino was not a home run hire. Kevin Wilson at the time. Right. Kevin Wilson at the time was nobody really known much about him, correct? Chuck Long. I mean, he was known, but wasn't. You see what I'm saying? You could go down the list. There's always there's only a few guys out there that you could say are just unbelievable OCs.
I'm going to lose my mind tonight. I just am. Again, I'm just going to lose my mind like I always do. First off, Sooner fan says he's a lazy recruiter. It's well known. I don't even want to get into that because I think it's just people reading. Sooner fan says he read between. Sooner fan says he read between the lines. That when someone says
he might have germ, You told me
he might have, Jay, but you can read between the lines and get a totally different answer, Jason.
I agree. Hey,
I called you last year. Doesn't mean you're not listening.
Stein would be a home run hire. You're correct, Lone Wolf. I agree with that one.
Stein is a home run hire, but he's not on the list. He's not on the list, guys.
Who do you think right now on what day is today? November 20th. Who do you think's been contacted by Oklahoma?
Dan Mullen. If I was willing to bet right now, Dan Mullen, Craddock, Arbuckle,
Cade Bell.
Cade Bell. Apparently, there's 4 that I could give probably have been contacted.
Do you think the Miami OC Dawson?
Maybe Kitley. Maybe Kitley, Jay.
Here's the thing with Kitley.
I already know what everyone's hanging their hat on, and it's bothering me.
Real quick, Kitley, you got to understand Kitley's situation. I believe, don't quote me on this, I think I did a little research on him to kind of follow his career. I think his dad is the track coach at Tech. So I don't think his whole family's, I just don't think he's leaving Tech.
Jay, this is what I know why people – this is why people are excited about Arbuckle, and I even say Cade Bell to that extent. Now, I think Cade Bell – listen, I think Cade Bell, to me, has done more. Proven. He's totally shifted their offense from way bad to really good. I know why people are just excited about Arbuckle and these guys because why? They think they're the next Lincoln Riley, and they might be. They might be. But they might not be. Yeah, let's talk OU Bama right now.
Yeah, let's do it. How many points do you think realistically, what do you think OU is going to score offensively?
20 is the most they can get, I think.
Hunter's dropping 38-10 right now. Drop your score predictions if you have it already. And Philip says he wouldn't trust the program. I think the interesting thing about all this OC stuff, is the whole – everybody on here probably a month ago said you cannot, if you're Brent Venables, you got to make a hire that you know will work out. And now you're leaving with some of these names that you're like, I don't know if it'll work out or not. So Crystal says 9, Lone Wolf says 10, 42-15, Bob, 45-9, 42-17, 42-10. Wow.
Chad's right. Chad's right. Craddock does have Clemson ties with BV. That's why I don't really like the hire if they were to do that. Was Mullen fired at Florida? Why? How many coaches tear it up after being fired? I can think of several people who have been fired that have then done well.
Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, he's one. There's a lot, Jay.
John Mateer, I've watched him too. He reminds me he's just a gamer. That's what he is. He's a gamer. By the way, I've seen some stats though on the Arbuckle offense that's not impressive. So I do think you could go both ways with that. Okay. Chip Kelly this year with OSU is what Zaya says. I don't know what that's in regards to, but
Mike Thorpe, thanks for being on here tonight on our live. We do this every night at 9:30. Cade Bell is the OC for Pittsburgh University. They were ranked in the hundreds last year, just like OU is this year in offense, and they've gotten as high as I think number 6 in the country this year. He runs more passing scheme. He's a great quarterback coach. He's very, I would say, creative in his thinking. Likes to bring like gaming and video. I mean, just really relates to, I would say, the young generation. That's who he is. I personally like him better than Arbuckle.
Hey, I'm going to bring something up. And this might, I know we're getting away from the Bama stuff real quick, but I got to bring something up. Because I think a lot of people on here have hired people. And that's what OU's doing right now when they're looking for an OC. And from the outside looking in, and this is no, I have no clue if this is correct. So just don't at me after what I'm saying here. But from the outside looking in, to me, if you're a head coach, I think you would have a list, short list, 1 or 2 guys that you really want. Why are we talking about 6 or 7 guys? That tells me either A, they don't know what they want and they're just interviewing a bunch of people to see what they like best, or B, they've been turned down from some of their top guys and are now going farther down the list. Does it look like that to you or not?
I would like to see bigger names, Jay.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't know, and I may be wrong on this. I don't know of many OC openings at big time schools like this where you bring in 5 or 6 or 7 guys to interview. I think you kind of know who you want, right?
And maybe all of it's a smoke screen, like I'm Nuts is saying.
Could be.
Listen, this comment here says, I think Dan Mullen too old with the bad attitude. Dan Mullen may be the youngest 52-year-old I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I'm probably the youngest 47-year-old. I don't act 47. You guys watch me every night. I don't act my age. Dan Mullen, I think, is
like
young 50. Dan Mullen's a young 52-year-old. I think he's got a great attitude. People would flock around him. I agree.
And
someone from the NFL, and thank you for not using my name again. I appreciate you're getting a good thing going here, Sooner WX. Yeah, I'd like to see an NFL name. Just one. If you're gonna interview 8 to 10 guys, you better get someone that coaches on Sundays in the list, or you're doing it a disservice.
Yeah, and Crystal says in the last 25 years, name a good coaching hire that didn't. They've involved him with everything. So, I mean, I don't know what you want us to say to that, Crystal. KB says, yes. Let me get to this. Maybe OU doesn't care to leak there. And that may be true. And that's what I'm saying, though. Everybody, like, you see all these names. I don't think anybody – do we really know who's been contacted? I mean, other than – I guess when Al Ashbeck or people inside –
nobody knows, Jay.
But what I'm saying is if you're at a list now of 6 or 7 people that they've interviewed, that tells me they don't really know what they want. They're trying to figure it out.
This is a home run hire.
Why would he come to OU to be an offensive coordinator?
If he was fired, first off, if he was fired, he'd probably get another.
You can't wait that long. You can't wait that long. December 2nd, you have to have somebody hired. Come on,
Ron,
guys.
when did I ever say I knew? Ron, what are you talking about? All I said was it would be a home run hire, Jay. That was all I'm saying. That's the type of guy. I mean, someone who's obviously a Kingsbury's a home run hire. You're not getting them. Yeah,
I think that the way the NIL and portal and everything is, I think it's going to be very hard to get anybody to come from the NFL if they're already in the NFL. I just think it's going to be very difficult.
Were you surprised by anything on the injury report, Jay?
No, not really. Hey, phone lines are open. Make sure, hit that phone line. Give us a call. Talk whatever you want to talk about. Also, check out the Fan Stop, www.thefanstop.com. It's time for Christmas. Christmas is around the corner. Gift your friends and family with a nice OU subscription for the shirts. Shirt of the month. Use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. It's great looking merch, so check them out. James says, what about Major Applewhite? I don't think he would leave.
No.
Yeah, order tonight.
No.
Order tonight. It's your last order, before the next month.
You know what? If OU can land Dan Mullen, I know everyone. I know there's a lot of people on there not happy, but I'll be going, ooh, hey.
Don't dance.
If they get Dan Mullen,
don't dance.
That's what I'll be doing.
Please don't dance. Please don't dance. It's almost as bad as
I did it just for you, Jay.
I bet, you know what? I bet if you brought your trumpet out, do you have it?
I can get my trumpet for what?
And you played a certain song, maybe it would lead to an offensive coordinator hiring soon, Jeremy.
Would the song be Nobody Knows?
Nobody's home. I don't know, Jeremy. I was just throwing it out there. Hey.
Jay, how would you feel about the Dan Mullen hire if they did that?
If they hired Dan Mullen, you know I'm all in on that. Why are you asking me?
Hey! Yeah, I'll do it all night.
Please, gosh, I'm about ready to leave.
That was the goal.
He might not be interested.
Obviously,
he might not be interested. Hey, Mullen says Jimmy says he might not be.
No, Bobby
might not.
Bobby, I didn't do that dance. What I did say is Seth Luttrell. What I love about the Seth Luttrell hire, if you want me to say what I said, the chemistry that he's got with Bill. I mean, these guys are like brothers. With this hire, they're going to keep Jackson Arnold here. I mean, this is a great hire. That's what I said. I was wrong. Did you get it on video? Let me say it again. Jeremy, was wrong. Hey, okay.
Hey, make sure everybody in this chat, you can go clip it at 25-minute mark, and you can clip that link where Jeremy said that, and you can use it on many memes in the Discord. I think it would be great. Just put that video in the Discord every time Jerm says something. You can put Jerm was wrong. That'd be great. Make sure you do that 25-minute mark, guys. Make sure you're get that clipped on your phone, screen recorded. We got a caller on the line.
I did have a Seth Luttrell bumper sticker. Okay.
You had a poster too, didn't you?
It said 3rd and long. It said punt team, get ready. That was what the sticker said. Punt team, get ready.
Hey, let's get to Mike. Sooner Legend Mike, what's up, bro?
What's going on, guys?
How you been?
Mike. Hey, I've been living a dream, fellers.
Good deal. Good deal.
I'm like Germ. I would be happy with the Dan Mullen hire. Just for the simple fact that what me and another guy that podcasts with me on lives, we've been saying this. As long as we have an OC that isn't scared, like Joe John has been, it seems like he's scared to call plays. I was going to get you guys' take on this. X-Rob burnt his red shirt. Do you feel that he now needs 20 plus carries in a game now for the last 2 games since he burned his red?
I would at least give him 10 or 15 carries.
Yeah.
I think he needs some carries for sure. I think right now, I know Sawchuk apparently is not on the injury report and he could be back. I play Barnes and X-Rob are my 2 guys that I'm going.
And Tatum, I think you play Barnes because he's earned it and he's been a great guy for OU this year. You play Xavier and Tatum because you need those guys to get as much action in SEC format as possible.
All right. Well, guys, y'all have a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas, and it's always good visiting with y'all.
Hey, you too, Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, bud.
Real quick, Sooner Freak 29. I don't make comments like that unless usually I'm pretty confident. Obviously, I think Mullins is the guy, so I'm not going to shave my head because I think it's going to happen. When I make the comment of shaving my head, I usually think it's not going to happen, so my hair is safe. I can't shave this, man.
Hey, have you seen Breaking Bad?
No, I haven't.
Crystal says you would look like Walter White with the shaved head. Jay Johnson says this weekend the decommitments start. Are you talking about because you think they're going to get blown out and people are going to start decommitting? Is that what it is? And by the way, before let's squash something real quick on the Dan Mullen stuff right now. Squash it. In my opinion, if Dan Mullen's not hired by Sunday, he's not going to be at OU.
He's what?
If he's not hired by this weekend Sunday, I don't think he's coming.
Agreed. If we're on here next Monday and Dan Mullen hasn't been hired, he's not the guy.
And then
I gotta look up who Walter White is, dude.
You don't know? Wait. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Nope.
You're lying.
Should I be going, hey,
no.
For Walter White, Jay?
Germ, wait. So you're saying you watch all these Hallmark movies, but you don't know who Walter White is?
I don't know the actors' names. I'm guessing he's in
Hallmark. Miss says, J. Germ, why are OU quarterback commits now falling off? Mess, talk to me which one. How many? Commits. You said commits. Which ones?
Sperry.
And then what?
He's saying Sperry.
No, there's a plural there. It says commits.
Now, I just saw a name that I'm excited about.
It says commit.
I just saw a name I'm excited about.
And
Sonny Cumbie.
No way. No.
I would.
No.
He's better than Arbuckle. Hey, that's right, Jenna. When I'm watching a Hallmark movie, I'm all invested. I'm not going to say, who is this actor? What?
Jimmy, we can go down this road just like I did with Jackson last night, and that's totally fine. I understand it. And my question would be, and I don't know the answer to this, were either of those guys following him already or no?
Apparently not, Jay.
I don't know. No clue. I don't follow everybody's Twitter and go see who they follow. I'm not like that. I got too much going on in my life. Wait, Jeremy. Every time I got too much going on in my life to sit here and follow everybody's Twitter follows. So now I'm not saying you're not wrong. I'm just asking, when did they truly start following them? Because I don't know.
Kevin Wilson, negative. Ghost Rider, negative. Hey, Jay.
Let me bring something up real quick. Okay.
I'm here.
This may be totally off base. I don't know. But everyone says, oh, they're following him. He might be coming to OU. Well, you could also say he's following him. Maybe he's deciding he wants to go play where Arbuckle's coaching. I don't know. I'm just saying, who knows? Who knows? And it could be a very well good chance that he's coming to OU. I'm not saying that either.
Richard, who's Georgia's offensive coordinator, Richard? Because if you say Coley, he's not it. He's not the offensive coordinator. Coley is not their offensive coordinator.
You know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? If you remember back when Lincoln left and you had Caleb and it was like, where's Caleb going to go? Oh, he's following this guy. And it's the same stuff. Nobody freaking knows, okay? And if you say you know, you don't. Because the only person that knows might be two people. Now, I'm not saying there's not inside stuff out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying nobody knows what's going to happen.
I know nothing. Hey,
let me ask you this.
I know nothing.
Let's just say we got a caller on. Let's get to that. Bippity bop, Matt Rhodes says. Hey, let's get to Cade. What's up, Cade?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot, but I did hear something that might be a worry with Mullen is the fact that if he really does want a head coaching job like he's saying, could be he could wait possibly too late than the timetable that OU needs, because I mean head coaching jobs probably aren't going to start coming available until after the last game, and he's going to want to search around for those jobs, and that could present a problem because, like we've all kind of agreed, and everybody really has agreed, it needs to be done by December 1st or 2nd.
You know what that means, Cade? Cade, I agree with you. So you know what OU should be doing right now? Pay the man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but, man, I don't think you can pay him an OC salary for what a head coaching job would pay.
I think the most they would pay, I think the most they could go is maybe $4 million.
Nah, I don't think
how much that's double anybody else, Jeremy.
Yeah, I don't think way they do
They're
that.
not going $4 million. They're not going $4 million. Hey,
so what would they go, Jay?
I think the absolute highest would probably be 2.5, maybe 3.
I think they could go 3.
For less.
I think you get
maybe
for
$3 million.
Hey, Cade, that brings up a good point, though. What you said is, let's just throw a scenario out there. They've offered Mullen. Let's just say they've offered him, and he's saying he doesn't know yet because the head coach, right? Mm-hmm. So now maybe you're going through your list and you're interviewing these other guys, thinking, well, if Mullen says no, who are we going to go after? And maybe that's why you're hearing all this contact about it. Maybe they're trying to see, okay, who's our next option if he says no, or who's our option if between Arbuckle, Cade Bell, Craddock, who do we want out of those three? I mean, there's so many things that none of us know, but that brings up a good point, Cade. I mean, if he's waiting on a head coaching job, but how long are you going to wait? And Florida State's not opening up. They're not firing Norvell. They fired the rest of the staff. Arkansas might open up, but I doubt it. I think they'll keep Pittman unless he retires.
that's what I'm kind of getting at is like neither does Mullen. Mullen doesn't know what head coaching jobs are opening. I mean, he may have.
No, I just don't think there's going to be I don't think there's going to be very big schools open up. Do you?
I don't either, but I don't think he necessarily cares if it's such a big school. Just
and
kind
I
of
think Bobby in this brings. Hey,
you're right. I don't think he cares, but it is Dan Mullen. He's not going to take any job. He kind of wants it to be the right one. I think if it's going to be a head coaching job.
I will say one more thing is.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say one more thing, and the insiders this and insiders that, but I did hear Parker Thune today say that there's been a lot of smoke screens put out there that people are the insiders are having to weed through and see what's really true and what's not. So, I mean, I seen a comment earlier somebody put on here that maybe they just don't want to reveal what's going on.
And you know what? That's happened before. That's happened before with things. And if you're a guy and you want to put fake stuff out there for the insiders to bait at, you're right. That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows. Anybody that tells you they know, there's no way they know.
And Brent Venables doesn't ever really give like straightforward answers. He always
all vague generalization.
I'm not going to comment on it. Yeah, generalization, and I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not going to comment on this.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
Hey, I'll say this, Jerem. Jim, I'll say this about it. That's why I think, and that's why I don't personally, one of the reasons I've said this before, I don't follow the insiders because I don't want to get caught up in it because there's so much stuff that I'm like, man, there's so much. It can change literally from hour to hour. Kudos to those guys. I don't know how they do it. I literally, it's a lot to go back and forth trying to figure everything out. Is this true? Is it not true? What are we hearing? So I give it up to him. But
hey, Jason,
Bob,
just a second.
Yeah.
Because I see a comment, and I'll get to it in a sec. But first, the Kevin Wilson stuff. Do I think Kevin Wilson's a great OC? I think he's really good, yes. I already said the reason I wouldn't want Kevin Wilson is I just don't like the ties to OU. I don't like having just the good old boy ties to OU. First off, he's at TU right now. Is he going to get fired? No. Is he going to leave on his own to go be an OC at OU? I think he could. I think he would even consider it because he'd get paid about the same. I personally just don't like it. Now, second of all, everyone in here is saying Fasusi is flipping. Okay, it's all speculation. I'm not going to be duped by a teenager. I've already said that, and whatever they're trying to do. So I'm not going to sit here and say I cover it because I don't, but I won't be duped by it like a lot of people will be. They'll be duped by it. And John, have I learned ball? I always learn. I'm a lifelong learner, John. That's what I do. Do you?
Please. Hey, please. I'll say this on November 20th about my thing on Fasusi. Okay. I'm not an insider, but you know what? I don't think Fasusi's leaving. So that's just my opinion. Now, maybe dead wrong, and that's fine. But you know what's different about me? I'll tell you this right now, and probably Jeremy too, is a lot of what reasons why we take a lot of backlash is we do say our opinion. And when you say your opinion and you're wrong.
We allow callers, Jay.
Well, when you say your opinion and you're wrong, you got to eat crow. A lot of people sit on the fence and don't say an opinion either way. So, or they flip back and forth.
Hey,
I'm not that type of guy.
I say my opinion and I may go, hey,
Please,
but I promise you, I'm not straddling the fence, am I? Not straddling the fence. Hey, John.
Jerem, do you know those dolls you can buy that you wind up?
Fasusi not coming to Oklahoma is huge. Hey, John, I want you to call in right now. In fact, John Hover, last time you were on this program, which was about—
What do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand?
It is a highlighter. I'm always learning, Jay. I'm a lifelong learner, John. I learn. John, call in. Call in and tell me why that's happening. I want to hear your voice. I want you to call in. I want you to explain it to me. I'd love to hear it. Give us a holler. Hunter, drop it in there for John. Crystal, thanks for the super. Thanks for the super. Crystal says to give Germ some relief. Can't everyone in the chat mention something they were wrong about this year? Mine was Michael Hawkins being more ready than he was. I like that idea.
KB says he's gone if he visits. Hey, it's pinned in the chat. I'll drop it again.
And hey, by the way, the policy is not saying he's gone if he visits somewhere.
No, he's saying he's not committed.
Read the fine print.
That doesn't mean that they're going to give up on him. But hey,
no,
Germ,
it means
Germ,
it's more of him.
Hey, do you remember those dolls that you turn the back of them and wind them up? And then they go.
No, I never had. I played with G.I. Joe men, bud.
You know what I'm. Don't tell me you don't know what a wind-up doll.
I played with Monkey Wrench and Dusty, the G.I. Joe guy.
Germ. Do you know what a wind-up doll is?
Snake Eyes.
Germ. Do you know what a wind-up doll is? Don't say no. You know you do. The point is this: you're like you could wind you up and you could wind you up and you would start dancing around and doing your little dance, and then you'd stop midstream because the wind stopped. That's kind of what you're Teddy Ruxpin. That's what Germ reminds me of with that dance. It's like something that's like I can't do it. It's so bad. But
now I do remember Teddy Ruxpin and my buddy and Kid's sister. Please
don't say.
Remember that? My buddy. Oh, those are great. Mess said, Mess, we know your 12-0 prediction didn't happen, did it? Honesty looks like the policy tonight, Jay.
That's true. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, exactly, Chad. I'm not going to be duped. I'm not going to be duped by a kid chasing money or just checking things out, going with his buddies on a visit. If that's
why we have everybody on it? I mean, we're thinking about doing a little fireside chat video that'll be a very short video, maybe on a nightly basis. Release it about 9 o'clock. Release it about 9 o'clock every night. It's just going to be us drinking coffee and saying what we're not worried about. And one of them would be, I'm not worried about. It doesn't bother me. I don't live and die by if Fasusi's now. Do I want Fasusi? Heck yes. Does OU need Fasusi? Big time. But you know what?
Time.
If he goes big time, it's the main dude in their class. They got to finish. They got to get him. But what I'm saying is this: if he's going to go visit Texas, he's going to go. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so it is what it is at this point.
I really don't think players care what a team's record is before they go there. Kids want to know if they're going to play early
on. Let's just, Fasusi may go to the game this weekend. What's that?
Who's guarding Ryan Williams?
It's a great question. I don't know.
John says bullcrap, Jay. John says bullcrap.
Bullcrap on what?
On what I said. I'm waiting for John to call in. I want to.
Phone lines are open. What's he saying bullcrap about?
Because I said players don't really care about their team's record. I don't think they do. Just saying.
You're saying they care more about NIL and if they're going to make it to the NFL?
A team's record, if I'm going to put the top 5 things of why a player goes to a school, team's record isn't even on the list. How about that, John?
It's on the top 5.
Yeah. I'll give you 5. NIL, correct?
Yes, that's number 1 probably. Relationships.
Relationships or coaches, correct?
Yeah.
Location. Yeah. And even before record, who else is going there? Do you have buddies going there?
To me, Germ, the 5 stars, the number 1 thing on their list should be NFL. That should be the number 1 thing.
Has nothing to do with the team's record.
That's where the real money is. That's where the real money is.
They don't look at a team's record. Jeez. They want to play early. In fact, the fact that OU is so bad this year on the O-line, I would think Fasusi and Foji and those guys are like, ooh, I won't do the dance for you. I'll hold back. I won't do the dance. But those players should be dancing because they're going to play early.
Do you know what I think people don't talk about enough about recruiting? A lot of people don't talk about this enough. And if you are, now I'm just going to throw the name. I'm just going to talk about it because that's who we're talking about. This doesn't mean it's him per se, but Fasusi. Maybe he's like, man, I really love Ryan Foji. I would love to play alongside him. I love Eddie Pierre-Louis, Eugene Brooks, that class they brought in last year. I think us 5 could make a difference at OU and get them to the next level. A lot of people think that way. Now, so I think a lot of times people don't talk about the peers they'd be playing with, but that is a real thing when you're recruited with people. that maybe you do like him and you want to play with him. Yeah, Mac Brown's staying. He said that.
Yeah, how did Colorado recruit so well after a bad record? I'm sure all the Colorado players are like, well, I don't know if I'm going to go there because of record. Jay, I'm talking. I don't know if I'm going to go there because they were, 2-10. No, they didn't look at the record. They looked at the coaches. They looked at the NIL. They said, get me there. It's not hard. Join us on the Thunder Forum Live tonight, XD Scott. We'll have one about 10:40, 10:35.
10:30, yeah. They went because of Dion. He's right. They did.
Yeah. Coaching.
And that's why I do think, that's why I think the OC is a big deal. You got to get somebody that people are going to be like, oh, I want to go play there.
Yeah.
Dude, they hired an OU coach that had the relationship. Not sure what that's about.
I'm still waiting on John to call in and tell me why Fasusi's not going to OU. I want to hear it. He seems to know.
I got a question. I got a better question for you. And this is for KB and any of the Longhorn. Any of the Longhorn fans on there, because there's a few of you on here. How would you feel? It's a similar scenario probably with DG, but how would you feel if Quinn comes back next year?
How would Texas fans feel?
Yeah, if he comes back next year, would they like it or hate it?
They'd probably like it if they're in the playoff this year with them.
Manning would be
gone. Manning would be gone.
Well, that's why I wanted to know their opinion. What would they think about that? Just something I was thinking about it today. I wonder what they would think. He can portal and get paid, but he could also stay there if he wanted to.
Hey, Jay, does Milroe's running game scare you this week more than his passing game?
I think if OU wants to win this game on Saturday, they absolutely have to stop Milroe running. I think if he threw for 300 yards, I think you'd still be better off than them running the ball on you. I think you got to stop that quarterback.
You got to stop the quarterback run. And, hey, I thought we had John on the line, but it's not. It's KB Longhorn. What's up?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man. Hey, your voice is still. Weather.
Yeah, I still am.
Hope you feel better soon. Yeah. What's going on?
Well, there was a discussion the other day about the Quinn coming back, and they basically said if he comes back, he won't be playing at Texas because
that's why I brought it up. It's the same scenario with DG. Everyone bashed OU for getting rid of DG, right? For Arnold.
Right.
Same scenario.
Yeah, but Arnold he's not been there for 2 years already.
Correct. It was 1 year. That's the difference. Correct.
Yeah, and the Fasusi thing, man, I think it's too funny. He could go anywhere. I think the only thing that, all these teams are going to make pitches. And now that Campbell's probably going to go to the NFL, maybe first round, second round pick, he was going to be our left tackle, but he also plays right tackle. So he actually has a path if he performs to play now, which he didn't before. But who knows? That's all sales pitches. All coaches have them.
Well, and you know what? You talk about sales pitches. When he goes to Austin and when he goes to College Station, they are going to be throwing everything in the kitchen sink at him. So
there's
we'll
no
see
doubt.
what happens.
Yeah.
So,
there's no doubt.
You know what? Hey, if you're a college football guy, Jerem, I'm not a Texas fan. I'm not a Texas A&M fan. I'd love to be at that game in College Station next week, though.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
The whole college football world's going to be watching that. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to that game?
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, but you're right. I mean, it's kind of like the JA thing, but like I said, that it's a 1 year deal versus a 2 year deal. But Quinn, if he comes back, he won't play at Texas because they're not going to kick Archie out for him.
Quinn's going to get.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah.
I think he's going pro.
Oh yeah, he will.
Yeah, he will. He probably will. Hey, thanks, KB.
Hey, y'all have a good evening.
Hey, you too, man. Calling
in. Hey, Jay. Dalpois, thanks. Yeah, hit the like. I agree with what Monty said about OU this weekend needs to kind of follow Vandy or Army's plan and just try to run and keep the offense, keep Alabama's offense off and not give them short fields. You cannot give them short fields and turnover all day long. That's OU's biggest issue all year long. And again, I'm waiting for anyone, maybe not John, because it doesn't look like John's going to call in. I'm disappointed, man. Really wanted to talk to you, John, hear your voice, and just talk to you about this Fasusi deal. I mean, anytime someone's in the know like you, it really does my heart good to hear those in the know tell me why. And I'm disappointed. I wanted to hear your voice and just talk to you about it. But if someone else who knows that Fasusi is gone and you're in the know, just please tell me why. I'm just dying to know why. What is it that changed, in your opinion?
Tyler says he would bracket both wide receivers and make Milroe. I disagree. I'm kind of the other way. I think you got to stop the run first with him. I just do. I think he throws one of the better deep balls than anybody. He really does. So Chad says money. I think OU's offering plenty of money. Susie.
If he's got an agent, which he does, you know what an agent's job is? Is to get their client more money. And Bill Beatenbow and Fasusi, from everything everyone says that's in the know, they have a great relationship. I'm just curious, for you guys that don't think he's going to OU, give me a reason.
Yeah, Milroe. Yeah, you got to have the ball a lot though if you're OU. You got to somebody put in there the Vandy stuff, 40 minutes or whatever. You got to have the ball a lot. You got to control time and possession. I mean, you can't turn the ball. You got to play almost. I don't want to say perfect. You got to play a really daggone good game to beat Bama, and it's got to be almost the perfect game plan, dude. I think the defense can for sure keep them in the game if you don't give them short field and turn the ball over. That's what you can't do. I think you could hold them maybe under. I think if you hold Bama under 30 points, I think the only chance you have to win, though, you have to hold Bama probably under. In my opinion, you would have to have such a good defensive performance. You'd have to keep Bama under 17 to win this game. Do you agree with that? Under 17 to win this game?
I think under 20, OU can win the game.
I just don't have faith in offense. I think you got to hold them under. I think it's got to be an impeccable defensive performance, man.
Sooner WX. I don't know how much they're offering. I'm not in the know, okay? I don't claim to be in the know. I don't follow recruiting.
I'll say this, though, Jerm.
It's why I was calling some people who are in the know. See what I'm doing there, Jay?
Hey.
Man, I'm actually more in the know than most people think I am.
Well, John knows.
That's what's funny about this entire deal.
Hey.
And I know something you don't know, okay?
Hey, you know what, Jerm? We don't need to answer the questions anymore. John can. 1.5 million.
I know something you don't know, Jay. But you know what I know. So, hey, and I'm not talking about John McElhaney. I'm sorry, John McElhaney, for giving you for just saying John. I was talking to John Hubbard. It seems like he has all the answers. Seems is the key word. Seems. Because I don't know.
Thank you, AD. Thank you, AD. I think this is where it's going. He's going to make the decision. He's probably going to go visit Texas. He's probably going to go visit A&M.
Exactly.
You know what? Signing day is 2 weeks away. We'll find out. Have we not been down this road with 5 stars before? I mean, you just wait and see.
Hey, tomorrow you're going to get the first Sooner Surge fireside chat where Jay and I will be drinking our little coffee, just chilling, because we're not worried about what the high school kids are going to do. We can't figure that out. I'm glad I don't follow it. If I followed it, I might, instead of shaving my head, I might actually pull every piece of my hair out if I had to follow recruiting that much.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I definitely couldn't do it. But what time, John? I think we'll be releasing that at 9 o'clock every night.
It'll be 30 minutes before our live. That video will come out. Okay.
It's just gonna be a video. Nothing crazy. No whiskey and cigars. No.
You know how we do things at the Sooner Surge. But yeah.
Hey,
I'll post
trivia. You got a trivia.
Bring back the trivia. I might have to go get my trumpet and play a little Boomer Sooner tonight.
Hey, I may have a trivia tonight. Hang on a second. I saw something that I wanted to bring up. Let me see if I can find it, bud.
I might have to get the Hey song or a Boomer Sooner tonight. John's going to call in tomorrow. I can't wait, John.
Hey,
Make
real
my
quick,
Thursday night.
Hey, the last thing I'm going to say, and I will drop this in here. This will be the trivia question. But I want to know, we talked earlier about Dan Mullen. We don't know if he's coming. We'll find out. How many points a game did Dan Mullen's team average in 2020 at Florida in the SEC? Total points per game that year.
2020 Florida.
You'd have to be pretty close. I'm not going to do it by the tenths, but you have to be pretty close. I'm nuts is dead on. 39.8, guys. 40 points a game in 2020, by the way. That's SEC ball. Okay. 2019, 33.2. 2021, 31 points a game. Pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, John, somebody's asking you, John. I think, John, Teresa's asking if you could go ahead and drop in here who the new OC is at Oklahoma, if you know. Can you drop that in here for us? All these lovely people in here wanting to know. That'd be great. This can be the John and Sooner Cowboys show. Well, another channel.
We'll keep it the German Jason. We'll keep it Sooner Surge, man. We kind of like what we have going here and all the comments, and we love it.
What else, Jerm?
I want John to tell me what I'm going to play right now on my trumpet. See if he's right.
John, what is Jerm going to
type in the chat what song I'm going to play. I'll be waiting for it. Hey, I might have to get Sensei Germ out tomorrow. Might have to get Sensei Germ out tomorrow.
How about this? If John calls in, you got to put Sensei on. How about that?
Oh, absolutely.
If John calls in, Jeremy will turn into Sensei.
Well, he doesn't know everything because it says fight for OKU. You do have to.
Hey, are you playing a song to take us out, Jerm?
Yeah, I got to play a little Boomer Sooner, they said. Let me turn the camera off.
Hey, before you do real quick, appreciate everybody being on here. Thank you so much. It's been entertaining. It's been fun. There's the links to the FanStop shirts. Go check them out, www.thefanstop.com. Thank you guys so much. You are the best out there. Surgeaholics are the best. Jerm, what do you got?
Get that camera back on me for a second. 3 nights from tonight, OU's going to play Alabama. Tradition-rich teams. They're blue bloods. I don't care how bad OU is this year, Sooner fans. This is a blue blood matchup, okay? Period. Blue blood matchup. Sooners versus Crimson Tide, okay? Be there. Watch the game. Get pumped up. I don't care what the records are for OU right now. Let's fight. Let's win this game.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Boomer Sooner. See you tomorrow night. Call in, everybody.